Hello guys, welcome to another exciting JavaScript lesson. Previously we were looking at objects and methods, and we could actually do a lot with objects, like creating the object normally, then we access the object properties. We can even create our own methods and use the method the way we want. So there was a lot we could do with objects. There's a similar scenario with arrays. I bet there's one major difference between objects and arrays. With objects, you notice that we stored properties having different variable data types. That means you could notice that we had integers being stored under the same object as strings and as characters as well. So with objects you can store integers, boolean value, strings, and so on under one object. But with an array takes just a list of characters of a single data type. So that's just basically the main or one of the main differences between an array and an object. So an array in JavaScript is an ordered list of values, and each value is called an element. When we say an ordered list, it means each element has a position number, or here we call it index. So each element has its own index, and that index corresponds to the position of the element in that array. So if you want to access an element, a particular element in an array, you need to make use of its index. And so we are going to see how to access an element using its index as we move forward. So arrays are dynamically sized. That means you can they are not fixed. You can make array size to vary with respect to whatsoever you are doing. Maybe you are doing using it in a function that needs to be incrementing values and storing somewhere, so you actually need the array to be storing those values. So an array can be increased in size, decreased in size, so it's dynamic, it's not so fixed. And then we are going to look at the syntax for an array. An array normally, though we have given an example here straight away, is this just basically the syntax. Declare a variable, let's say it's fruit, equal to, you open the brace, you open the square bracket. Since these are strings, you put them in curly braces, in inverted commas, sorry, put inverted commas. So these are the elements in the array. In short, this is an example of an array. It shows clearly the syntax and how we are to write the array. So why don't we go ahead by trying this? So we are just going to open our favorite code editor, VS Code, Visual Studio Code. So the external JavaScript is still functioning, right? So we're just going to clear all of this code here, and then we're going to type our new code in it. So let's declare an array of fruits, var fruits, you open the square brackets. What's the first fruit? You have an apple, yes. Then let's say, oh sorry, you say an orange. Then let's say you have an avocado, then I think a mango, yeah. So you end the declaration with a semicolon. and we save. Let's go to our browser. Now we need to first of all open up the file. So we go to where the file has been saved on our computer. Where is that? Our folder. Okay, this is it. JavaScript. So for now, let's make use of the console, the JavaScript console found on the browser, on the Google Chrome browser. You could also access your console on Firefox or any other browsers. You find it's a similar method to get to the console. You go to these three dots. In most browsers you'll find it there, or options. You go to more tools, you see developer options, you take it, or developer tools. You then get to the console. That's where you actually see your JavaScript code, if there is any, or you can manipulate the JavaScript code to see actions on the page. So we have declared an array of fruit. Let's see if we get the array fruit. You see, this is it, exactly the array we declared. You see, it's exactly, in short, it's the same thing as the object. But the difference, like I earlier mentioned, one of the major differences is that with the array you can't put different data types in one array. So one array contains only data of a single data type, whereas with the object you can have many data types stored under one object. So let us continue. Here you can see this code, this line of code is to access the first element in the array. Like I forgot to mention, every element in the array has an index number that signifies its position in that array. And take note, the index number begins from 0, not 1. That means, okay, like for Apple here, since it has is the first element, it has index number 0. Orange is the second element, has index number 1. Avocado is the third element, it has index number 2. So it begins from 0 till n minus 1, where n is the number of elements in that array. So let's try to access some of the elements in our array. Like let's try to access this element. What position is this? This is the third position, right? So we have index number 3. No, it's not 3. You have index number 2, because we begin from 0, 1, 2 is the third element but has index number 2. Let's do it as you see for yourself. So you have it as fruits, and open the square bracket. This is how you do it. You open the square bracket and then you indicate the index number in those square brackets for you to be able to print it out. Enter. You see, we have apple. Sorry, that's for the first one. Now let's do it for this, for the third element, fruits. You said it's 2. There you go. Avocado, which is the third element in this array, has index number 2, and we have accessed it using the index number and the square bracket. So this is how to access an element in an array, quite different from how you access properties in an object, but the principle is still the same, very similar. Okay. So I think we have seen like the basics. So there's a lot more, like really a lot you can do with this. Just what I've shown you just a couple of seconds ago is really a lot. So we are just going to move straight to talk about the methods. Like in the previous lesson, you learned methods are just about uh, functions found in objects. Yes, it's the same case. So, but the method we are talking about here is already inbuilt in the JavaScript. So it is found with the JavaScript library in the JavaScript library. So we don't get to build it ourselves. So the objects are already there. So we just call the function and make use of them. We don't have to create our own functions. Like for example, we have some JavaScript methods here, array methods that we could use, like sort. We can sort the elements in the array. Like let's try that one and see. Let's use our browser. So this is the page, right? Our HTML. So let's go this way. Fruits dot sort. You see, right? It has sorted it out alphabetically. You see apple, avocado, mango, orange. So it has sorted it out alphabetically. If it was an array of numbers, it will sort it out beginning with the smallest number to a larger number. So you see how that works, right? This is a method. It's inbuilt in JavaScript. We don't get to write it, we just call it and make use of it. Let's try another string method. We have like here here we have a pop. Okay, what the pop does is that it anyway, let's do it and then you see for yourself what the pop does. So we do it fruits dot pop. So it shows here orange because it has popped out orange. After sorting it, we have sorted it in the array already, so it pops out the last element. To show proof, let's look at our new array, fruits. Boom, you see our array, still the same array, now has just 3 elements instead of 4. It means the pop function eliminates the last object in the array. So that's just in a nutshell what you can do with array methods. So there are so many things you can do with array methods. There are so many things you can do. You can always do research. Let's try this one out. The push. Let's try the push. Yeah, fruits dot push let's see push banana. Okay, let's look at our array now. Fruits. You see, so the push method adds the argument here to the array. So we're trying to add banana to this array of fruit, and it worked. You see, this is it here, banana. So guys, that's how string arrays and methods work. You can try it out with numbers. It's not only limited to strings only. You can try numbers, characters, and so on. So this is just basically an introduction to JavaScript arrays and methods. You can do a lot more with arrays and methods. Just do more research, study hard, code more, and stay safe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson.